Remember, dreams come true. There's a bad... No one could remember the title, so I called it. That was a bad joke. Okay, I admit it was a bad joke. This piece is very, very special. It is the nighttime tribute to Walt, really, and Walt's Park. And what's really wonderful about it is it's going to take guests on a journey, as Matt said and Marty said, well, in what we call e-tickets in the sky. We're going to reinvent how you ride Indy. We're going to reinvent how you go on Star Tours, how you experience Main Street, as only we could in the sky, which we call our biggest canvas. We're going to start the track from the opening, kind of give you a flavor of it. Big 80-piece orchestra. It's a long show. It is 17 minutes long. Ooh. Epic.
A place where everyone who entered its gates would be given the gift of the young at heart, the power to wish upon a star and unlock its magic.
This is a big mega comet.
Are you ready to wish upon a star? Then it's time to open your heart and remember, dreams come true.
So Julie becomes our host, which was, and I always say this in these presentations, that was my dream come true, having Julie Andrews in a recording session, recording your show. It's like, thank you, Miss Andrews. Will you adopt me? But she is a gracious woman, a fabulous woman. And when she agreed to do the show, it was really wonderful. So she actually becomes our host and starts to take us through the wonder of Disney and Walt Disney and this wonderful man. She gets to a point in the show where she goes, she talks about Walt Disney, and she goes, he had a dream and he dreamt of this magical place. And what happens is Tinkerbell appears. Now this is the big secret to the show. Some of you have seen the wires going up and all the new testing we're starting. Here's my fun demonstration. Here's the old Tinkerbell. Do it again. You know who said that to me? Was Jay Rizzullo one day. I was showing him this and he goes, do it again! And I had to go. And we did it. What's really fun is that I was watching Believe one night and a little girl was with her father and she tugged on him and said, when's Tinkerbell coming back? And that really stuck with me because I'm like, well, it's going to be a long walk for her to go back to the Matterhorn. You know, get her ride pass so she can go up the elevator to the 3rd floor. And so she could do the stunt again. So we've actually spent over 2 years developing this new system. It will be phenomenal. We've fully tested it in Las Vegas. And what happens now is Tinkerbell literally comes out of the Matterhorn like she normally does, but then she falls at 50 feet a second. And I do that like the rope broke. It's really cool. So it's like, woo! Whoosh. And then she regains, there's a full symphony score behind her, and she starts to fly above the castle, back and forth, up and down, in a beautiful, synchronized piece above the castle. When she gets to the middle, on her second loop back, she literally stops above the castle, which will freak everybody out. Because there aren't big spotlights going, you know, following her down. When she stops above the castle, she actually enchants the castle, and all this giant star strobes go off within it. And out of it comes the voice of Walt Disney. So we've taken Walt's opening day speech, and we've scored it to 80-piece orchestra and children's voices. So you hear, to all who come to this happy place, welcome. And it's a beautiful score by Greg Smith. And as it gets bigger and bigger, the pyro builds behind us as Walt's speech reaches the end. As we reach the end of it, Tink does one flyby, and we actually create the world of color rainbow behind her. And there's actually 4 times this right now. And as she does it, she goes back to the castle, she goes up to the top, the music's going, da, 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 and she zaps the castle, and 80,000 watts of light, a big strobe, go exploding out into the audience, and she disappears. Ooh. But that ain't the end of the show. From here we go off into e-tickets in the sky, and here's how it starts.
Your attention, please. The Disneyland Limited now leaving for a
So we're going to take
grand
voiceovers,
circle tour
music
of the
that you
Magic
know,
Kingdom.
and we're going to paint them in the sky. So this is Main Street, USA. Red, white, and blue starts going off at the castle. It goes to the other side. It's very simple. It feels like old world Main Street, USA. We go into the sky. There are fun whistle shells. They kind of take it a little over the top. The little red, white, and blue puffs hit the sky. Comes back to the castle, red, white, and blue. Up to the sky, and whistle shells. Woo! I had to do it. So we go from Old Main Street into the electrical parade in the sky. These are full-colored full shells that come out in multicolors and change to white. So it's just like big sparkle. We pay it off.
Disneyland's Main Street Electrical
And the logo,
Parade.
Sorry, I'm sweating. I can't see my show. So what's great is that we start there and we go to electrical parade. They'll do exactly what you did. When they hear certain pieces of it, they will just go, wah! So it ends with big white comet fans as we clean the palette and we turn left and we go into the tiki room. We took the original birds, so you hear the original birds going tiki, 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 tiki room, but now they have 80-piece orchestra on them. They're really cool. They're kind of rocking. They're having a good time. And as we do all these pattern shells, it's all tropical colors, really great stuff that was custom made for the show in China. And then as we kind of reach the peak, we hear this, oh, the gods have been angered by all the celebrating. Thank God they wrote that line, because what happens, big thunder happens and the rain starts and we explode into Indiana Jones as you hear the voices go, ah, ah. But now, with the voices, we have 60-foot isobar flames that go up into the sky. So all the children are going to be going, ah! Ah! The voice of what's his name? I can't remember his name now. Comes on, and he basically goes, whatever you do, don't look into the eye of Mara. Of course, we've made the eye of Mara. It's going to hit into the sky, and you're off onto your journey. Bam, and it just takes you into Indiana Jones with all fire color fireworks and the flames kind of greeting you. It ends on that traditional dun, 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 gas. We take a breath as you suddenly hear, welcome, my friends, to the Haunted Mansion. We've also taken Paul Frees, and Paul is now completely scored with brand new underscore that takes the theme of Haunted Mansion to a whole new world. He basically does the intro spiel about, is this room actually stretching? What's really cool now is that there are 12 new launch locations in the hub that are all around you. There's a rumor that we have to shut down all the park to do this show. That is not true. But what is cool is he goes, is this room actually stretching? And all of these 300-foot comets go flying up into the sky. And it's like, it takes it to a whole new level. And then what happens is it goes into this thing that we call the Wicked Waltz. It is, so the theme explodes with the voice of Leota underneath it, who kind of takes this whole piece on, and we keep building it and building it and building it until we shatter it in the sky with green and purple. And out of it comes little Leota going, hurry back, hurry back. And then underneath her, we've taken the heartbeat. You guys will love the show, because the heartbeat of the bride's going boom, 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 boom. And we shove hearts into the sky with a new pistol center, and we actually pay that off really, really well. And then out of that, you hear dead men tell no tales. Welcome to Pirates 2005, my children. A big skull and crossbones hits onto the Matterhorn. It'll also cover the castle, and you're now in the middle of the pirate fight sequence from the ride. We've taken the captain, who again is Paul Frees, who's doing, strike your colors, you blooming cockroaches! And we've scored it like the movie Pirates of the Caribbean. But what's cool is that we've done it with the song from the ride. Dun, 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 dun. And then you hear all those great woo! And in the ride there's a little puddles that go boop, Now, again, we have these multicolored comets that go shooting from one side of the park and shoot back from the other, and every time we land one, big mines explode into the sky. So it really takes that kind of movie epic style and brings it into the park and surrounds you in it. It immerses you in this field. We keep building it and building it until we have this new effect, which is the shatter splash effect. It comes down, it hits the castle, and then there are all these fantastic multiple fans that go off. Like we've hit water. We've actually done this big splash. From here, we take a little break because it's pretty intense a little bit. I mean, it's really kind of a big wow. So we stop for a minute. We go up into the sky, and this is Rivers of America. And we use the song, Oh Shenandoah, la 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 la. Okay, get it. So we start at the very top of the sky with golden waterfalls, and we go to 5-inch shells, and we go to 4-inch shells, and the whole 9 line behind Toontown erupts as one giant waterfall. So it just feels like this beautiful Rivers of America is traveling to you. And then the ripples actually end up on the castle, and it's just as this beautiful, beautiful moment until we hear the miner go, "Get ready for the wildest ride in the wilderness." So we've taken Davy Crockett and we've mixed it with Big Country. So there's this like new big hybrid kind of movie, fantastic fanfare that goes off. We actually start with just big golden orange shells in the sky. And with it, we've taken the sound effects from Big Thunder that whoop, whoop, and they chase through the park actually sonically too. But comets go flying off the 9 line like it's traveling behind the park. And then the comets go flying around the circle in the hub. All to this pum pum, dun 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 dun, woo chee chee. So it's like, oh my gosh, this is just wild. Well, it gets better, because near the end of our Davy Crockett journey, we crash into the middle of the shooting gallery. Yay! So you actually hear these ricochet shots going, choo, 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 choo. And then we have big bullseyes in the sky. I have to confess, we didn't get the duck to work. We thought the duck would be funny to hit the sky. But the duck's actually now going to go across the castle. It'll be very funny. And then this journey keeps building and building and building until we kind of button it in this big shell called Farfalla. So you'll have to see the show to see that. We then go into a segment which we call the laughing place. And it's all the really fun places in the park that you can play. The buzzards come on and go, "So, you're looking for a laughing place, eh?" Well, you're on this great journey because we crash you into Peter Pan, we crash you into Alice, we go to Bear Country for a little bit. So there's all these kind of crazy fun shells in the sky. Everything's buried in this. It's really, really cool. You finally end up on Roger's Toon Spin, which has giant... the old towers that used to do the Tinkerbell Ball effect are now going to have giant Saxons, which are giant pinwheels on it. So these giant, like 50-foot pinwheels start to go. And across the front of the castle and all across the front, these giant pinwheels start to fill the air because we're going into the Toon Spin finale, which is to Orphan Box Can Can. So we actually started the 9 line, which goes dun dun dun. It looks like a big kick line of giant mines, and it keeps getting faster. Dun 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 dun, and the spinners are going, and the sky keeps going, multicolor, multicolor, multicolor. And we get it to such a frenzied pace, we finally button it with a giant thing. You hear pop, and the old weasel goes, "Pop goes the weasel." And then he slams the door, and you do a giant smiley face in the sky. So again, filled with lots of memories. Here is the first big finale. Ooh, what's that? Stephen, tell us, what is that? This is Tomorrowland. I'll do it for you.
All personnel, clear the launch platform.
This is a big scanner laser that's new.
Warning light, sir. We've reached maximum depth limit.
Ease her back up to 80 fathoms.
80 fathoms high.
Magnification.
Can I possibly survive?
Star Tours announces the boarding of the Endor Express. All passengers, please prepare for immediate boarding.
5-inch comet.
R2, light speed to Endor!
Big planet shells just start to hit the sky like we're creating the cosmos up into the air. Big Saturns, big double rings, and we just keep hitting.
Bridge 24, plug in.
We then take the laser, and it's like you're in the middle of the Star Wars battle, and we use it to hit through Main Street and all around the hub. So as the shells keep going, we now have these lasers going off. There's big laser mines that are hitting all around you. It gets crazier, 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 crazier. And then we hit the sky with what we call the Death Star shell. So the Death Star explodes.
I'm sure to do better next time. It was my first flight. And
These are blue waterfalls. And then we go up into the sky for the first big finale that is all big silver and blue shells. One after another. It just keeps building. Bigger. We go into the park. We have the rings. We have the castle. We have the Nine Line. We have the sky. And it keeps repeating. We just keep going until we get the show. And everybody's going to get their stroller going, that was fabulous. But that's not the end of the show. There's actually the big When You Wish finale. Tinkerbell will come back. Julie does a fabulous ending, which basically she says, just like Walt Disney, whose dream came true, so can yours. And with that, Tinkerbell goes to the castle, and she enchants the castle. And the star strobes that are on it now go out into the planners, and it becomes this kind of fairy dust world in the hub area. It'll be breathtaking. And then we just go into the sky, into a fantastic gold finale, very traditional, to When You Wish. It keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Bang, bang, bang. Just imagine all that. And then we pay it off, again, as we always do, with that golden celebration I think everybody's coming to see. And that's Remember. Woo, party! So, as Marty thanked you for being, marketeers, I always thank you guys for supporting the product and really coming out to see it. I do think these will be wild, and I think they'll make you cry. In some, they'll make you laugh. They will do all those things that Disney does so well. And because somebody asked me once, they go, "What's your job?" Or really, what's our job? And that is to make a memory. That if a child who comes and sees any of this comes back 2 years or 20 years with their child, if they can go, "Oh, I remember Tinkerbell when I was 5," that's always in your heart. And I think that's what Disneyland's really all about. That if we kind of spread that goodwill in that beautiful place that does live here in Anaheim, I think it does go a long way to speaking why it's such a great American product. So with that, I wish you goodbye.
Well done, Stephen. Thank you. Steve Davison. So creativity is alive and well at Disneyland.